Welcome to Nook and Cranny Gaming. My name is Nook, and in this guide we're going to complete the Zeke Vaart and Patches questline in Dark Souls 3. Along the way we'll not only get the Catarina armor, but also the covetous gold serpent ring, the Firekeeper set, 5 different gestures, and some other various items. As you probably know, Zeke Vaart can first be found inside a tower in the undead settlement just beside where Egon sits. When you first enter the tower, Zeke Bard will come up the elevator and greet you with his normal He's having a problem figuring out how the elevator works, so by taking the elevator up and coming back down, you'll hear his signature And on the platform with the lantern, go ahead and roll off. Outside you'll find Zeke Bard sitting pondering if he should go attack this demon. Go attack the demon, and Zeke Bard will jump down and come to rescue you. After the demon is defeated, Zeke Bard will sit down, give you a Zeke brow, have a toast, and have a nice nap. But in order to get the sleep gesture, you'll have to talk to him after he has fallen asleep. And you know what? A nap sounds pretty good right now. Okay, enough of that, let's go. Now for the next step in the quest, you'll have to make sure that both shortcuts are open in the Cathedral of the Deep. First is the one next to the group of praying undead, which is how you enter the cathedral in the first place. The second shortcut can be found at the top of the stairs just before the Deacons of the Deep fight. Head down a hallway to the left of the altar, take the elevator up, and outside you'll find some big double doors. Having both sets of these doors open triggers the next step in the questline. Reload this area by quitting or coming back or using a homeward bone. Use your newly found shortcut, and to the right, down the stairs, you'll find Zeke Vaart? You sound kind of hoarse, buddy. You doing all right?
Door of treasure.
Treasure? Indeed. Well, let's help you out with that. Oh no. Oh no, what's happening? Of course. Patches. His plan here is to trap you with the giants, but if you've already beaten the giants, he has some extra dialogue here. Going back up to his location yields nothing. Patches has left, but he hasn't left the Cathedral of the Deep altogether. This next step isn't mandatory, but it's a way to access Patches as a vendor early. Take the shortcut from the Cleansing Chapel bonfire that leads you up to this undead in the tower. Instead of dropping down and heading back to where we just met Patches, head up this ladder around to the left. At the top of the ladder, you'll drop down from some debris in the corner, then head along this walkway connecting back to the cathedral. And in the fourth archway, you'll find the door inside to the rafters of the Cathedral of the Deep. There are some enemies up here, so be careful and don't fall like I did several times. Or like that guy. Between the two knights across from where you entered, you'll find a platform just below. You can drop to this, but you will lose some health, and then you'll have to drop down again, so be careful and make sure you're either embered or have the cat ring, etc. Here you'll find a giant slugman casting spells at you, and... what? Patches. Why, I oughta... Like the piece of scum he is, he tries to pretend he doesn't know who you are, and you'll receive the prostration gesture. And he becomes a vendor right away, and he has the Catarina armor? If you can afford this now, you might want to go ahead and buy this, but if not, we'll come back in a minute. Pull the lever next to Patches, and your walkway will be established back to your shortcut. Now head back to the Cleansing Chapel bonfire. Just outside of the main doors to the right, you'll find a well, and inside, our dear friend Zeke Vaart has somehow got himself in quite a pickle indeed. Turns out that he ended up at the bottom of a well, and someone stole his armor. Patches. If you already bought Zeke Vaart's armor, you can actually drop it right now. But if you didn't, it's time to go meet Patches again. Back in the Firelink Shrine, head up to the tower and take the elevator up to where you would find the Firekeeper's soul. Just as the door is leaving view, it closes. Head back down, and there's none other but Patches waiting to greet you. Now his plan is for you to have to jump off and kill yourself so that he can loot your corpse. But of course, we're not going to let that happen. That's just dumb. Head to the third tile away from the wall on the right side of the cell door. Below, you'll find an item sitting on top of what appears to be some stone coffins. In order to get this item, just back up, line yourself up, and just run off. You don't have to jump, you don't have to roll, or any of that. If you jump or roll, it will actually mess you up, and you'll end up jumping all the way down and dying, unless you have the Silver Cat ring or Spook on. There you'll find the Firekeeper set, and at the bottom, the Estus ring. And the door spits out where you would usually find the Swordmaster. Now you can find patches on the second floor of the Firelink Shrine just past the opening where you would usually leave to go to the Firelink Tower. Here he asks for your forgiveness. If you forgive Patches, he now becomes a vendor and you'll be able to buy that Catarina armor. Also, if you leave the Firelink Shrine and come back, you'll find Patches squatting, and you'll be able to get the Patches Squat emote. Next, grab that armor, head back to the well, and drop it inside for Zeke Bard to have. In return for retrieving his armor, he gives you the Rejoice gesture. Yay! Next in Irithyll, after you pass under the bridge, you'll come to a crossroads of sorts. A big tunnel leading to your left and a doorway leading to your right. Do not go to the right if you are trying to complete this questline. If you go through there and light a bonfire, it will completely just mess up the rest of this quest, so just head left. Down this tunnel, you'll face a few enemies, and in the back, you'll find a set of stairs leading up to a very cozy place. And in this cozy place is a cozy man. Zeke Vaart is having himself a nice nap by the fire. By talking to him here, you'll get the Emit Force spell, and he'll give you a free drink of Estus, along with another Ziegbrow. An important note here. Once you've met Zeke Vaart in Irithyll, it is safe to send Greyrat the Thief out to Irithyll Valley. You'll learn later that Zeke Vaart himself actually saves Greyrat's life. If you send him out without Zeke Vaart being there, Greyrat will end up dead. Now back to that crossroads I was talking about. Head right and go to the Irithyll dungeon. At the back of a sewer tunnel past the giant, you'll find 2 treasure chests. The one on the right holds a key that we'll need for later, the old cell key. Further along in the pit where the giant stands, you'll get swarmed by a bunch of rats. After defeating the rats and the giant, you can actually get a peek at Zeke Vaart inside of a cell, but you can't free him from here. In order to free him, continue on in Irithyll Dungeon, until you come to this big chapel-looking thing. Up top, you'll find an NPC pyromancer, and once he's down, a door in the wall to the left of the tower. Take a flying leap and get inside there, and at the top of these stairs, you'll use that old cell key we found to free Zeke Vaart. He again will thank you for your help and give you a precious Titanite slab. And in the corner before you leave is the covetous gold serpent ring. This ring increases loot drops, so it's a great way to farm that set that you won in game. And Zeke Vaart's quest comes to an end in the Yorm fight. Make sure that you are embered before you enter this fight. I screwed this up once before and I won't let it happen to you. Ember up, head inside, and Zeke Vaart will appear in a special cutscene. Zeke Vaart wields another storm ruler just like the one you can find at the back of the room. Together you should easily dispatch Yorm the Giant. If Zeke Vaart survives the fight, he'll give you another Ziegbrow and give you one final toast. After your conversation with Zeke Vaart, you'll be warped out, but when you come back later, you'll find a little pickup sitting inside the room. Here you'll find the second Storm Ruler, Zeke Vaart's Pierce Shield, and the Catarina Set. Make sure to check out my other Dark Souls 3 guides here, and my new series, Explained. The most recent episode explains the confusing Zelda timeline. Go check it out. I put a lot of work into it, and I think you'd like it. Even if you don't like Zelda, you might find it enjoyable. If you liked the video, let me know down below. I would love to talk to you, and I will see you in the next guide.